Hi everyone, welcome back to Declutter number 3. Today we're doing lip products. I have so many lip products here that I'm decluttering because it's the product type that I just simply test the most, I buy the most, I receive the most in PR, and I'm gonna start with lip liners. So I did a Moira brand review video. I'll leave that linked on the screen above. I was really blown away by Moira, and this is the must-have lip liner in Warm Toast. This was just not one of the standouts from the brand for me. It just felt like, a very standard lip liner pencil, a little bit stiff. Not the worst I've ever tried. Like, I really didn't like the NYX lip pencils or the MAC ones. Those were very, very drying to me. This does have a creaminess to it. I bought this to be kind of like a contour shade for my lips, but since then I've fallen more in love with Dior's Brown Fig, and Brown Fig has not only this kind of brown, cool toned quality to it, but it also has a little bit of mauviness and a little bit of red in it, which just flatters my complexion more. So this one just is not for me. And I also am going to declutter some of the deeper and brighter shades of the Fit Glow lip liner. This lip liner formula is one of the best that money can buy, as per usual with Fit Glow. Their formulas are just remarkable. They're innovative. They're unlike anything I've tried before. And the lip liners are really no exception. I just don't reach for bright lip liner shades. If I'm wearing a pink lip gloss or something, I'll reach for a brown lip liner or something a little bit darker, a little bit more shadowy. So I would just never wear this. But the formula on the Fit Glow lip liners are awesome. And the full size ones have a brush on the end, which is nice and convenient. And if you do want to make a purchase from Fit Glow, you can always use my code KAIT20, KAIT20. It's permanent and it'll always get you 20% off, which is great. So again, same thing. I would just not wear a red lip liner. I would just wear a brown lip liner with a red lipstick instead. And I really enjoy the dimension that brings. And it also makes those bright colors look a lot more natural, which I appreciate. And this lip liner formula though is beautiful. I wear Buff and Nude every week. They're fantastic. I'm almost out of them actually. They just, even though they're a pencil formula, they have this creaminess, this gel-like quality to them almost that is extraordinarily beautiful and comfortable. It almost like plumps the lips or coats the lips. Just another fantastic formula from Fit Glow. I just prefer Nude and Buff instead. And then lastly, I'll compare Root to Moira's Warm Toast. This is definitely a lip liner if you love wearing dark lipsticks, or maybe if you have medium to deep skin tone, but it's just not something I'm gonna reach for. Next, I'm gonna be decluttering my matte lipsticks. First up, we have the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color in the shade The More the Merrier. First of all, I really don't like this applicator. This applicator, you have to apply it on your lips either like this, which is really pokey and also not really all that easy to get a real sharp line with, or you have to apply it on the side like this, and then it's just like way too much product. So I thought the applicator was just absolutely bizarre. I do love the scent of these. It has that classic MAC vanilla scent. This color is beautiful. It's a gorgeous, I would say it's a berry mauve. I would describe a mauve as being a little bit more muted, I think. There's just a bit of berry to this that I think is beautiful, but I really just don't reach for it because it's comfortable and it's balmy, but it's just not nearly as comfortable as the M Cosmetics Velvet Lip Creams and the Sunny's Face Lip Dips. Those are my absolute favorite matte lip formulas, and I have many shades in those lines that I love. So this one I'm gonna pass on. There is a kind of similar shade in the M Cosmetics line. So the two shades I kept from the M Cosmetics Velvet Lip Cream, what are they called? Soft Spoken Velvet Lip Cream. I kept the shades Flutter, which is a bright hot strawberry, and I kept the shade Intuition, which is kind of similar to this, but it's a little bit more brown and red, which I do find that I reach for. What I love about these, this is the shade Tender, by the way. This was the only one that I had kept that I might have wanted to keep. I decluttered all the rest and sent them to some friends. But what I like about this is they designed this applicator to mimic a fingertip, and I think that that's really innovative and thoughtful, and I would have loved to see that with MAC. So for me, this one is just too orange for me. It's not very flattering on my skin tone. I have cool pink undertones, and so I do tend to reach for products that are on that spectrum instead of orange. But I do have a similar shade. The Sunny's Face Lip Dip in Girl Crush is similar, but it's a little rosier and pinker and more brown, whereas this is a little bit more orangey. I wish I had brought that down so I could compare it, but unfortunately it's upstairs and it's like almost 7 p.m. I've been filming these declutters for hours, and so we're moving along. But this is Tender. It's really pretty, and I think that someone would absolutely love this product. It has a really nice kind of sweet smell, and this is just an incredible matte lip formula. It's balmy, it's comfortable, it has this soft focus blur on the lips, just like the Sunny's Face ones. It's beautiful, it's just not my shade. Then I purchased the, what is it, Sephora Sheer Matte Lip Balm in Fuchsia. Someone told me these got discontinued. I had already decluttered these and sent them to a couple friends because I knew I wasn't gonna reach for them, but I kept Fuchsia because I thought that I might reach for it. I don't know, something about it doesn't do it for me. I think this packaging is really, really cheap. Like, it just doesn't do it for me. Obviously, it was only like a $10 product, so I'm not too mad about it. But yeah, you know, I just don't find myself reaching for the shade. I didn't find any colors I particularly liked, so I'm gonna be passing this on because I did purchase this just in the past few months, I think, or maybe end of 2022. I'm gonna do this one next. This is the NARS Soft Matte Lip Balm in Unrestricted. So I kept Brief Encounter, which is a favorite of mine. It's in like a terracotta brown. I'll put this one here because it's more purpley. This, anytime I wear it, I just think it's a little too light and a little too cool toned for me and a little too gray. It just doesn't flatter my skin tone. You know, I did that thing where I fell in love with Brief Encounter and I loved the formula so much. I was like, okay, well, that's perfect. I need more shades. You know, I need more shades. And I'm really trying to get out of that need more shades mentality because a lot of times you find the perfect one right at the beginning. Like, you already have your shade and then you keep buying more and more and more because you keep hoping to find an even better shade. And the reality is it's usually that first shade that works best for you. So this is still in really good quality and I'm going to send it along. This one is matte as well. This is the Vive Modern Matte Lipstick in the shade Promise. Very kind of similar to these colors. So I'm going to swatch it down here and it looks really good on me on camera. Every time I wear it on camera, I'm like, damn, why don't I wear that in real life? But for some reason in real life, it looks super purple and super gray. Like, even on the camera right now, I'm looking in the viewfinder, it's coming across way more pink. Both of these shades are looking way more pink and the rest of them look quite true to color. But this one just looks like really gray, really purple on my lips, but for some reason it looks really good on camera for me. So I love this matte lip formula. You know, I'm really trying to cut back on my beauty spending right now and I just don't need more lipsticks, but at some point I would definitely be interested in checking out more of the shades. Next up in the matte lip category, we have the Bodyography. I believe these are, yeah, the fabric texture lipsticks. This is in the shade Satine. Unfortunately, I love this formula. It can be a little bit drying, but it literally looks like fabric on the lips. It's so pretty. I love Bodyography formulas. I really don't like their colors though. Like, the lipsticks are always a little too, like, have too much white pigment or they're too something, you know, like the Bodyography glitter pigments. Some of them were just like a little too light. You know, there's always like a shade problem for me with Bodyography. There wasn't a shade match for me in their concealer range. So I don't know what it is. I just don't really get along with their colors. For example, Satine for me, this is just too pink, just not something I would really reach for. And then we have the shade Silk, which was just a little, it has too much white pigment in it. Like, it just looks really light on the lips. And again, this is more of like a coral shade. So it's just, I don't reach for these orangey shades. And then Chiffon has been my favorite, but it's very much a yellowy beige. And because I have cool pink undertones, I just really don't find that yellow nudes look great on me. They make me kind of look a little bit sick. I need a little bit of that pink in there to look natural with my skin. Otherwise, I just look a little bit strange. You know, they're so beautiful. I mean, look how smooth they are. You know, that matte quality adds this kind of like, I don't know, soft focus effect. You know, what's interesting actually, all of these are matte products and they're described as matte. But as I'm looking at the sheen, the only ones that actually look matte on my hand are the Bodyography ones. And they definitely are the most drying, even though they're not drying. But it's funny that the Sephora Matte Balm looks shiny. Same with the M Cosmetics Matte Lip Cream, the MAC Powder Kiss. So they are matte, but I think maybe once you blend them, you probably would get a better sense of the texture. Yeah, there you go. So that's Powder Kiss. This is M Cosmetics. Then we have the Sephora Sheer Matte Balm. Yeah, so you can see they all are matte once you kind of blend them in. So I just featured these in my current Beauty for Fails video, and I kept have two shades, 173 and 193. 173 was like a beautiful rosy pink. 193 was a gorgeous, bright red. It's described as a cool red, but on me it looked like an orangey red, so I don't know. But they were great. I'll link my recent fails video on the screen above if you would like to check that out. And I'll also leave a link to a YouTube Shorts where I applied every single color in this range in case that would be helpful to you. This formula is beautiful. Maybe I should arrange them by number. Okay, there we go. So again, 173 and 193 are missing because they're in my daily makeup drawer. There was one mauve shade here that I accidentally put in the declutter and I need to figure out which one it was. So I'll talk you through the formula and what I like and don't like. So first and foremost, I don't like the shades in this line. There's a lot of white pigment in them and they're basically all like reds or pinks. And I just thought that it was kind of a weird shade range. And then the others are just all way too gray for me. So first off on the formula, I think this is actually a fantastic product and it's matte. You can see it is pretty matte. Oh no, the sun's setting and the sun is coming through. Oh God, I hope that we don't have sun coming through and then I have to stop filming this whole video. Oh no. Okay, if you can't tell, I never filmed this late. This is the shade 103, but this formula is beautiful. It's so creamy and comfortable and it's not super drying. It feels absolutely beautiful. This is the shade 103. It's just too light, too pink. Then we have the shade 113, which just looked way too gray and like slightly purple on me. So again, that's 113. Oh my God. And from here, I can smell the fragrance. It's this like, intensely floral perfume with a little bit of fruit in it. Oof, it just smells so cheap to me. This is 123. Maybe this one was the one I liked. It's just kind of like a rosy pink, but now that I'm looking at it, because of that fragrance, I'm just not gonna reach for it unless it's like a unique, truly standout product. Then we have 133. This was just a little bit too dark for me. Not the kind of brown that I would ever go for. This is 143. Maybe, oh no, this is the one. This is the one I liked. Yeah, that's the one I'm keeping. There we go. Actually, that looks a lot like the Vive one I just decluttered and I prefer the formula and the scent of that one. Hold on, let's swatch Vive. So these are the two in the end. That's L'Oreal 143. That's the one I want to keep. And then turns out Vive Promise is actually a lot more muted and darker than that. So I'm definitely decluttering Vive and I'm going to keep 143 from L'Oreal. And then we have 153, which is a really pretty purple berry, but I don't really reach for purple berries. I like pinky berries, brown berries, or red berries. We have 163, which is a bright coral, but again, it's really light and it has a lot of white pigment in it. The camera isn't even picking up just how incredibly bright and light this is. Yeah, I'm hoping you'll be able to see that because, you know, my viewfinder always makes things look a little bit washed out, but that is the L'Oreal shade in 163. I skipped 173. Then we have 183, which again, you know, we've got more of like a fuchsia berry versus this darker purple berry. 203, which is your kind of standard classic red. It's looking a little bit brighter on camera. In person though, it's actually quite a dark neutral red. And then we have 213, which is a nice, very, very dark vampy berry, which is a really pretty one. I just moved my lights back, so hopefully you can see the colors a little bit better. That's the L'Oreal shade range. I don't love the colors, only the three that I told you about. But if you can handle their fragrance, then it is a really, really beautiful formula. So if you see a color, you know, it's not like it's a bad product. Okay, I just moved even more lights away as the sun's going down and things are getting a lot brighter. So hopefully you can see things better. This is the new YSL line that they very kindly gifted to me, but I will be passing these along to an Instagram follower because they've got that fruity floral scent and there's also a lot about them that I don't like. And again, watch my current fails video to have the full review on why I don't like these. So this is the shade Nude Era. And first of all, these are called the bold pigment lipsticks from YSL. Ew, I have like gross stuff stuck to me. They are very pigmented and you would think that for a lipstick that's so pigmented, they wouldn't have this round shape because it makes it really hard to get a precise line. My lips are thinner than this. And so then it ends up getting like really messy. So it's just not, you know, not the formula for me. I also didn't like any of the shades. So instead of continuing to kind of try them in videos, I'm just going to send them to an Instagram follower who'd really like to try these. That one was Nude Era and this is Nude Champion. You can see there is quite a lot of pigment to them, which is nice. Also a lot of shine. This is 1968 Nude Statement. What's interesting about that is all of them have numbers that are like 10, 14, 13, and then this one is just 1968. So maybe that has some historical significance. This is 10 Brazen Nude, which is definitely just an orange. And lastly, 12 New Incongru, which is just a pink. So here are all the the shades. Nude Era, Nude Champion, Nude Statement, Brazen Nude, New Incongru. Moving on to some cream lipsticks, although these do have kind of a matte formula. This is the Bodyography, I think they're just the lipsticks, in the shade Joe. This is such a fun one for summertime. Just a neon orange. Unfortunately, I just don't really reach for oranges. I thought I might because this is just such a great shade and a really nice formula. Ooh, it matches my nails. Oh, but I'm just not reaching for it. This is also an incredibly stiff formula. It's kind of nice because it does not slide around your lips. It's comfortable. There is a rather intense like fruity candy scent, something that I really don't like, and I like usually all fruit scents. So I don't know what's up there. I just really don't find myself reaching for these kinds of shades. You know, again, Bodyography for me, my personal color preferences don't align. This is the shade Elizabeth. You know, I really wanted this to be the perfect like flushed mauve-y lip, but it's just too purple. It's just not the right color. Great formulas, not the best colors for me personally. Then I had this little sample of the Tom Ford lipstick in Casablanca. This is a beautiful cream lipstick and it has a lovely little vanilla scent. I might regret this. Maybe this is kind of what I wanted Elizabeth to be. There's just a little bit more pink in there. I'm gonna go try it on, hold on. I wish I could just easily turn the camera around so you could see what this looks like. This pulls incredibly purple on my lips. It's just not the color I was looking for, but the Tom Ford lipstick formula is gorgeous, super creamy and comfortable. I'm also decluttering Neutral Party. I saw Hung Van Gogh use this in a video on a model and I thought it was beautiful. It looks like it would be my perfect kind of goes with everything everyday nude kind of color. For whatever reason, this pulls super red on me. Like it looks like an almost coral red on me, even though that's not what this is. But it's a very nuanced shade. There's nude, there's pink, there's peach, there's red, there's brown, there's coral. There's like a lot going on here. Again, I love this formula, but the color I just really wasn't reaching for because it just turned so different when it was actually on my face. And now it looks like you can't get this color anywhere, so it's not like I can use it in any of my content anyways. I'm also decluttering the Rose Ink lipstick in Enigmatic. First of all, I don't like the scent of these. It has a rose vanilla scent that makes me kind of nauseous when I smell it. Oh, interesting. It has like a lot of little beads. I don't know if you can see that, but it's looking a little bit textured. I don't know what that's from. Anyways, as you can see, it's a very stiff formula. It's not as creamy as Tom Ford. It is really pretty. It's like a beautiful pinky brown. I do love it. I'll give it that. But honestly, I do have other, you know, pinky brown or kind of like everyday neutral kind of lips, everyday natural lips that I reach for, and the scent just really throws me off. The Beauty Pie Future Lipstick Luxe Shine lipsticks are some of my all-time favorites. This is in Master Sweet, and I kept my favorites Bruised Berry and You Sexy Thing. You Sexy Thing is like my absolute perfect nude. Master Sweet is very much like a pinky peach. You Sexy Thing is more of a kind of pinky fleshy nude, and that's the one that I reach for on a daily basis. So I'm gonna declutter Master Sweet. But this Beauty Pie Future Lipstick Luxe Shine, I mean, look how shiny it is. It's like thick and comfortable. It's kind of like the Chantecaille Lip Cheeks or almost like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss, but a little bit stiffer. It's beautiful, has a wonderful vanilla scent. I just can't get enough of these. And I think my coupon code is still active. If you want to try Beauty Pie, your first order, you can get $10 off with the code Kate Sent Me, spelled K-A-I-T. I believe that's still available. Oh wow, the Bodyography lipstick in Joe really stained. Let's do another Beauty Pie. I love the color of this. This is the Shine Up Lip Color Balm in the shade Sexy Berry. Unfortunately, I just don't love crayons. Like it gets messy. The packaging looks cheap. I hate anything that comes in a crayon, like stick form. I just think it looks cheap and I don't like it. More and more as I get older, I am drawn to packaging. I never used to care about packaging, but now I really do. This color is the kind of pinky brown berry of my dreams. It's so beautiful. But honestly, the Future Lipstick Luxe Shine in the shade, oh, what was it? Bruised Berry is basically this exact same color, but in the other lipstick formula I just showed. So that's why I'm decluttering this one. I have two Victoria Beckham lipsticks. Again, this is a color thing. So first of all, on the Victoria Beckham lipsticks, I love the packaging. I love that they have a slim bullet because my lips are quite small and it's a lot easier for me to get in my lip lines and not get messily outside of them. This is in the shade Spark. I don't like that these have a subtle floral rose fragrance. I really don't like floral scents. For me, Victoria Beckham lip colors don't really get along with me very well. So that's the shade Spark Spark. It is a really beautiful pink that's a little bit dusty, but it doesn't do anything for my face, so I never end up reaching for it. Same thing with Twist. Let's try these diffusers and save this damn video from the horrible lighting. God, I wish more people knew how hard it was to film YouTube videos. Oof. Okay, after a brief pause, I just added diffusers on my lights because the sun's going down and everything was looking way too bright. So this is the Victoria Beckham lipstick in Spark. This is the Victoria Beckham lipstick in Twist. They are really beautiful shades, but they just didn't do anything for me. And I didn't like the rose scent, so I wasn't reaching for them. I'd rather they go to someone who's gonna get some use out of them while they're still good. So a ton of people told me that the Sephora Lip Stories balm was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss, and it is very similar. Also similar to the Beauty Pie Future Lipstick Luxe Shines. Unfortunately, this was the only shade they had left when there was a Sephora sale. I think it was the winter sale, and you can't see it right now. You can't even see it on my hand, but it's actually very, very glittery. In addition, it's just like not really much of anything in terms of the color, and the packaging is cardboard, really cheap, just not my vibe. Let's do this incredible, what is it? The Jammy Lips, and this is in the shade, it doesn't say, but it's the deep red berry shade, and you just twist it up. So this one people also said is like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss, and it is. It feels incredible, but this color if you know me, is just like not my color. This is not something I'd ever wear. I thought it was gonna be like super sheer. It has a really lovely fruity scent that I love. It is basically the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss. Like, it's super thick, nourishing, super melty. It has this incredible shine, super pigmented. You also can't twist it back down. It gets a little bit messy on the packaging, but this shade is just way too dark for me and way too pigmented. And it looks like they discontinued that range. That was the only shade I could get, and everything else was sold out. If I could have gotten the Jammy Lips in like a more neutral or a more natural color, I would have loved this. The Jones Road Lip Tint. This is in Nude Rose. I heard a lot of people rave about these, but I hated them. Like, this to me feels like a lip product you would get at Whole Foods. It just is kind of there. It feels very much like Clean Beauty when Clean Beauty first started. It's really just a tint, a very thin, slippery, oily tint. It settles into my lip lines. It doesn't look flattering. It doesn't feel comfortable. There's no real nourishment. It is a beautiful color. It's nice and sheer. Nude Rose is a nice way of describing it. So it is beautiful. I can see why people like it, but for me, I need some kind of like balminess to it. And when I think of balmy, I think of something occlusive. This to me doesn't feel like a balm. It feels like a solid oil, which I really dislike. Oof, I love this formula. Okay, so this was a recommendation from Rudy Berry. This is the Tarte, oh, what did they call this? Oh, here it is. The Lip Slip Vegan Lip Balm in the shade Cherry Slush. I kept the shade Fresh Pressed, which you can also get on Ulta, and I had a tiny little mini of it, which I actually preferred because this bullet is way too large. Like, compared to something like M Cosmetics, look how huge this is. And when you have a tinted product, you don't want this to get all over your mouth, but there's a clear version of this that I actually want to pick up for my lip balm video. These are amazing. They smell, I think to me, they smell like maybe orange chocolate. Yeah, they have like a sweet orange chocolate scent, which I normally wouldn't like, but it smells really good. Beautiful, sheer flush. Oh, yeah, you can, whoa. I was not expecting that to just melt everywhere. I forgot how melty these are. Sorry for whoever gets this after me. I did not mean to do that. So you can see that like you don't want something that's that pigmented going all around your mouth because it's just such a huge lip balm. The shade Fresh Pressed though is a beautiful pinky beigey nude. And just look how like thick and occlusive and melty it is. It's like one of the thickest lip balms I've ever tried. It's so comfortable, so amazing. If they still sell them on Ulta, definitely pick one up because they're fantastic. And when I say definitely pick one up, I mean, if you're interested. Would never try to force anyone into buying something. All right, next up, we've got the M Cosmetics lip cushion. I love these. I definitely kept the clear one, which is clear quartz. Definitely kept Venetian Rose, which is my favorite. I think I kept Magic Hour, which is a peach. This shade just really did not do anything for my face. I think this is just meant for people who are really into more like grungy browns or just have deeper skin than I have. It's very much a brown with a little bit of gray, but also a lot of red in there. there. It just frankly doesn't look very good on me. I do love Angèle. This was my first lip cushion and I love this one so much, but I compared it to a lot of other products in my collection. And you know, anytime I'm gonna reach for a pink, I just inevitably reach for my Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss in Pillow Talk, even though it's a totally different color. But now that I'm looking at this, I think I decluttered this preemptively. Now that I'm reminding myself of what Angèle looks like, I don't think I have a color that is exactly like this. So I think I'm gonna pull this back out. Oh man, the sun's starting to come through. Just made my 100th lighting adjustment of this video, but I just wanted to show you like the pigment separating in the Victoria Beckham lip gloss. See at the end there, it just separates. It's just not what I would expect from such a luxury brand. And I'll show you what the color looks like. It just makes me look a little ill because it's very much like a yellowy kind of nude, but it's somehow yellowy and gray at the same time. It's really hard to describe. And another lighting adjustment. I feel like this is finally the color that it looks in real life. And it looks a lot lighter and a lot more neutral in the tube. And then you can see on my hand, it's so much darker and warmer. So it's just not what I was expecting. Then we have the Runway Rogue gloss in the shade Perfect Pout. This is a lovely cushiony gel formula with this gorgeous kind of cherry red popsicle kind of color. A beautiful formula, actually. One of the best, most underrated glosses I've tried. Has a great vanilla scent. Looks beautiful and shiny and feels like a gel on the lips. It's great. I just realized I really don't reach for reds ever, even if it's a sheer product. It's got to be like a pinky red or a brown red or a berry red. Just these standard reds just don't do it for me. So I'm passing this one along. And then I have one of my all-time favorite products, the Beauty Pie Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil in the shade Cheerio. This is a really nice sheer flush of a red, but it's actually kind of more of a pink. I'm decluttering this though because I have one that's almost the same that I prefer. So Beauty Pie, I'm mad at you because this is jammy. This is my favorite color. As you can see, I'm almost out of it. I wear it, I keep it at my desk. I wear it every day. It's that good. And it's just a little bit less pinky red. It's like a little bit more purple, which looks better on my lips. So I prefer the shade of jammy versus how much brighter Cheerio is. And then when I run out of jammy, I'll probably get Plum Naked, which is also very similar. If you haven't tried these, they're absolutely incredible. They have a gorgeous, fluffy, gel-like, coat your lips kind of formula, like a thinner version of the Fit Glow lip serums. And they just look juicy and glossy. They have this incredible vanilla smell. They're so beautiful. My only complaint about these is they're so sheer that you really just only need one of them because they all look the same. Oh, I didn't even realize I have two others here that are the same exact formula. And I'm just decluttering them because they look exactly the same. Like this one, I was so excited for this to be a good nude. Once you sheer it out on your lips, it is just straight up a clear gloss. This is in Nude Nectar. And then they have this one Sun Hazed that's a little bit glittery, but same thing. It is just like on your lips, it's basically clear. And you know, I'm just not a clear lip gloss kind of gal. I want something with a bit of a tint. So I am keeping jammy and passing the rest on. Speaking of gel-like formulas, this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in Acai You Later. Oh, these are so hard to open. Some of them are actually like fused together. Look at that. Yeah, that's a nice, beautiful color. That's my kind of color. Very similar to Beauty Pie Jammy. The problem for me with this one is it's so thin and slippery. It does have that fluffy gel-like quality, just like the Beauty Pie, the Fit Glow Lip Serum, the Make Beauty Lip Serums, the Live Tinted Hue Gloss. Basically, my favorite kind of gloss formulas are all gel-like formulas. But this is so slippery, it just slides right off my lips. Just like the Make Beauty Lip Serums. Those are all just, they're too slippery for me. And, you know, I prefer something with some grip that's gonna last longer, that's gonna be more occlusive to lock in hydration. So as beautiful as this is, as great of a drugstore product as this is, the slippery products just don't really do it for me. So I wasn't reaching for it. I also am realizing as I age that packaging is more of a factor for me in what I reach for on a daily basis. And I think, you know, to save money, I'm actually gonna buy less drugstore products moving forward because I just end up not really reaching for them. Next up, I decluttered two In Beauty lip glazes. This one I don't think they sell anymore. It's Candy Glaze. glaze. I don't really like things that are minty, so I don't really, want to keep that. I guess I'll swatch it for you. Sometimes people just like to see swatches even if a product is discontinued. It's basically clear. It just has a little bit of iridescence that I'm sure you can't even see. I also decluttered Glazed Donut, even though it's probably my favorite scent from In Beauty, except for berry jam and fruit punch. It's just way too glittery for me. Oh my God, hold on, let me smell it. Oh yeah, God damn it, that's good. It smells so good. This though is like pure glitter, like you can feel the grit on your lips kind of glitter. Compared to one I'm also decluttering for a different reason, I like the Live Tinted Hue Gloss in Brilliant a lot more. So that is the In Beauty Lip Glaze in Extra Glaze, Glazed Donut. And then you have Live Tinted Brilliant here, which I'm sure you can barely see. Ultimately, these both just felt like clear glosses to me. Obviously, the In Beauty one was gritty, so I didn't want to keep that. The Live Tinted formula is incredible. I believe they're coming out with new shades soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to share that or not, but now you know. And I just felt like the shade Brilliant is so frosty that once it's on my lips, it just looks like too light. So that one didn't work out for me, but I love Brave and Proud. And this has an incredible gel-like formula. Also very similar to the Fit Glow lip serums and the Beauty Pie Wonder Gloss collagen lip oils. I would say these might be the thickest out of them, but they're more slippery than Fit Glow. So they're all different nuances to the formulas. If you ever want me to do like a best of gel lip product video, I can definitely do that because there are some subtleties that are kind of difficult to differentiate between. But I would say that this is one of my favorite formulas. Just, they haven't really launched like my perfect shade yet. I only have a few left. Yee. Bodyography, again, phenomenal formulas, but shades that just don't do it for me. Oh my God, this hand is like so covered in gloss, you can't even see anything anymore. Let's go to this hand. So this is the shade Shy. And when I filmed my video, my lip collection try on, where I applied every single lip product in my collection, the one product that pretty much everyone agreed did not look good on me were these glosses. And everyone said that this was way too light on my complexion, so this is gonna go. And then these were just like super duper frosty. Beautiful formula, very, very comfortable. It feels a little bit balmy, but there's like a nice amount of grip to it. But then you get these shades, I don't know if you can tell, but there's almost no product on the wand, so I have to dip like a million times in order to get any gloss out. See, there's like no product on the wand. It's rather frustrating. Okay, I did another lighting adjustment if you can't tell, but I think you can see these better now. So we have Shy, Mirage, and Darling. Not enough product on the wand. Colors are weird. These are too frosty, so it's a pass. Oh, I have another Beauty Pie collagen lip oil. This is in Naked Peach, which I think was limited edition. Again, no color, just no color. So not worth it for me. The Vive Lip Dew is one that I've absolutely fallen in love with recently. This is the shade Rosa. I've been wearing the shade Cherub, which is a beautiful, hot, warm pink. Oh, that's why I decluttered Angel, because I think I was reaching for Cherub more. Okay, anyways, I have really been loving Cherub, and I thought this was gonna be my perfect everyday shade. It's a beautiful, I wouldn't even call this a lip oil. It's like a thick, I don't know, like gloss meets balm. It's really comfortable, really thick, really cushiony. But this shade Rosa, I mean, there's where to go? There's no pigment, like absolutely no pigment in this shade, which is such a bummer because I thought this was gonna be my ideal shade. I was like, yeah, this is the one. It's muted. It's like the perfect balance of pink and brown. Yeah, there's nobody home. There's nobody home. It's barely there. Cherub, however, is quite pigmented and I really like that one. I have my last lip gloss before we move on to the lip tints and stains. This is the Lisa Eldridge gloss in Muse. I kept the shade Blush, which is like this, but more pink, and then Sorcery, I think it was Sorcery, which was more of a brown. Muse was just like kind of in the middle of them and more on the tan, slightly peachy side. And you know, for me, these kind of like slightly peachier shades don't really look as great on me as Blush, which is pinkier, or Sorcery, which is more of like a clear, not a clear brown, but a very, an obvious brown. This is more somewhere in the middle. I might try it again again though, because now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, how could you get rid of that? That's so pretty. So next up we have all the sort of tints and stains. Rare Beauty launched these lip stains recently. They call them a lip oil, but they're not a lip oil. They're a gel stain. And these 3 shades are almost exactly the same. And honestly, I really don't reach for like super bright pinks anymore. So I guess I'll start with this one actually. This is the I Do You Glow Easy Nourishing Vitamin C Lip Oil. If it had been more of this color, I would have liked it. It has a really wonderful kind of grapefruit scent. And this does feel like kind of a gel oil stain, but it flushes a really hot pink. And I mean neon pink. So it's just not really the product for me. Over time, you'll see that it does start staining and becoming a lot brighter. So I'm gonna pass this on to someone who is gonna enjoy this. And then with the Rare Beauty ones, these are all just so similar. And I kept all the others. I love Honesty, Delight, Affection, and Serenity. Those are all my favorites. So first we're gonna do Happy. Then we have Hope, which is like basically the same thing. And then we have, I think, Wonder, which is just a bit darker and like maybe more purpley. I just think that these are not really my shades. They're so very pink that I wouldn't really reach for them. You know, there are certain pink colors I do really reach for these days, but I think they're either very, very sheer or they're just like not quite as light. I have to be pretty picky about pinks. Otherwise I end up looking like a Barbie doll. So, you know, these just are not for me and I'm gonna pass them on to someone who I think can appreciate them. I just think that this Rare Beauty line was kind of bizarre in the sense that these clearly are not a lip oil. They just were in the middle of creating like a K-beauty gel stain, like the Romand, you know, what are they called? Juicy Lasting tints that are super, super famous. And I feel like lip oils blew up in the past few years. So then Rare Beauty probably like pivoted to try to capitalize off of that trend. So it's a weird naming thing, but also why create 3 shades that are almost identical when there's one deep shade. There's only Affection. Affection is this gorgeous, like purpley reddish berry. Oh my God. It's like the best berry ever. It's so pretty. They could have at least gotten rid of one of these pinks and done like a darker brown or like a bright neutral red or like an orangey red. It's so weird to me that they made 3 identical pinks. I don't get it. Like I do not get it. They should have done 1 pink, 1 red, 1 brown. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I'm getting rid of them. Whew. That was, what time is it? It's 7 o'clock. That was 4.5 hours of filming the declutter. So I'm exhausted. I hope that you enjoyed this, but let me know if you have any other content ideas for other overhead videos I can film. Now that I have an overhead camera rig, it's a lot easier for me to film these, and they're some of my favorites to watch because they're so relaxing. Also, if you haven't seen my recent favorites video, I will leave that linked on the screen above to add in a little positivity amongst the declutter. I'll also leave a link to my other declutters in the description box below, and I'll put one of them on the screen above. I also decluttered eye makeup and base products, so feel free to check those out if you want to keep this train going. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it when you do. It means the world, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.